In today's news, nothing can stop the Brics, nothing can stop the process of de-dollarization, and nothing can stop XRP's inevitable takeover to replace Bitcoin and to eventually be worth at least $10,000. Firstly, this document published a couple days ago now is the official confirmation that the BRICS Plus head of state will be formally and publicly presenting with recommendations on the new BRICS Plus monetary system at their annual Leaders Summit a few months from now in October. So, in other words, they will formally and officially sign and seal, rubber stamping its official launch of the new system with no SWIFT, with no US dollar. This is very, very massive news because the BRICS nations have already expressed their desire to continue growing this alliance, currently at 10 members and with the plan to potentially add 20 or 30 more by the end of this year. Potentially at this summit in October they will announce this, which would be massive news and expand the influence, the power and adoption of Ripple and XRP. Africa, the entire continent, has confirmed crypto assets are financial instruments and recently approved licenses for 75 service providers. Ripple sales director of Africa, Bradley Johnson, stated a move from traditional banking into the market is imminent. Very, very big news. And Ripple with HonorFreak of Africa together create what they call the network of networks, as HonorFreak covers the entirety of the African payments network. HonorFreak uses XRP for transfers between local currencies within Africa and out of, trading in local currencies being exactly what the BRICS nations are doing now. And of course, the BRICS include the likes of South Africa and now Egypt and Ethiopia, both also being in Africa. So the BRICS and Africa are already closely related and in connections, and this connection will continue to deepen as more African nations express their desire to join this alliance. Morocco moves to digitize its currency, and of course, Ripple is already connected and partnered with Morocco. When I tell you that there are over 50 countries that have expressed their desire to join the BRICS nations, that is no joke. Here we can see, from Chad another example, the United Arab Emirates, who is a new member of the BRICS alliance, and Indonesia have signed a memorandum of understanding to connect their real-time settlement systems for direct bilateral local currency payments. Indonesia have also expressed their desire to join the BRICS officially, and once this is implemented, the cross-border QR payment linkage will use direct local currency exchange, and XRP is already connected closely thanks to their partnership with Neum. Maybe these countries across the globe, maybe they want to join the BRICS to protect themselves from the inevitable collapse of the world order, the collapse of the West, the collapse of the dollar. But as you can see, this process can no longer be stopped. The rise of the BRICS is inevitable, and so is the rise of XRP. As Russia's President Vladimir Putin warns in this interview that cryptocurrency mining risks overloading Russia's electrical grid and could cause widespread power outages, so therefore Bitcoin mining is inefficient and, more importantly, it is dangerous. They don't want Bitcoin. Take a listen.
Факторы такого роста в целом понятны. Это сравнительно низкие цены на электроэнергию у нас, мобильность оборудования для майнинга криптовалют и так далее. Но что здесь должно привлекать наше внимание и что здесь настораживает? Неконтролируемый рост потребления электроэнергии для добычи криптовалют может привести к дефициту мощности в отдельных регионах. Это уже отмечается в Иркутской области, в Бурятии, в Забайкальском крае. Вопрос на самом деле острый и чреват серьезными последствиями для предприятий систем ЖКХ конкретных городов и поселков.
This is very big news and confirmation that Bitcoin is not the currency of choice for this new monetary system. It's in black and white, as plain as day. Of course, the BRICS are not the only global power to confirm this, but they are part of a long line, a long list of big world orders that don't want Bitcoin. What all these global leaders, these global powers have in common is their expressed desire for a new monetary system, but one that Bitcoin seemingly can't handle due to its inefficiency and its scalability issues. But then they express that Ripple and XRP is the ideal choice. Because you see, Central banks and the governments of the world are not technology providers and cannot innovate like the private sector. They cannot innovate as well as companies like Ripple can. They will require the best private companies to create the blockchain system, and Ripple has been there since the beginning, since day one. And due to their open transparency, they have what many other cryptocurrencies, the likes of Tether for example, seemingly lack, which is they have the trust. And we can hear in this interview with Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire say pretty much the exact same thing. While he's talking about central banks and CBDCs, he confirms that no government can compete with the free market. It is simply impossible. Take a listen.
Right now, right, this incredible range of people who are building code, a lot of it open source, contributing to this. The continuous improvement cycles are incredible. And so you don't want to lose that, right? That's so powerful. No government can compete with that. It's impossible for a government to compete with that. And so you want to harness that. And if you want innovation in monetary systems and financial systems and economic systems and you know, other uses of this technology as well, like you want to tap that, right? So my view has really been like the you know, open innovation and private sector innovation is like fundamental to how you're going to improve monetary systems. And what's important is that the core infrastructure of fiat in this case, right? The core infrastructure in fiat should be improved, and it should be upgraded to be built on newer technologies. But that the intermediation of how users interact with that and the way in which it's sort of the kind of technical innovation for how that actually gets out in the world should be like more of a free market activity. And so that's sort of my general view. And I think that's upheld by sort of how we've seen sort of internet and software technology adoption happen more broadly in the world. But that doesn't mean like you don't need central banks involved in, say, who's issuing these digital currencies or how's it stored, and you know their ability to set interest rate policy and like do all the things that are important there. But it's not clear that central banks themselves are going to be able to be like the actual technology innovators, right? I think that that's unlikely to play out.
With the growing power of the Brics nations, because Ripple have their trust and they are a global company, because they are in close contact with central banks across the world and governmental powers across the globe, with these powers utilizing their technology, Ripple is so deeply ingrained, XRP's value is destined to explode, to be worth thousands if not tens of thousands of dollars. Because the Brics recently announced the development of a new payment system and XRP had been spotlighted as the asset of choice. Due to this move, CEO and founder of CryptoNaires Robert Doyle, also known as the Crypto Sensei, believes that XRP's price may reach $10,000 if Brics countries adopt it widely. And they are, as I showed you, everyone is trying to join the Brics and they all seem to be connected to Ripple and XRP. And as well, India and Russia have agreed to link up their digital currency real-time settlement systems for direct bilateral transactions. All the global digital currency real-time settlement systems will link up to the single unified payment network. There's talks of it being the BIS's mBridge project, the one that Ripple is in direct partnership with. They are overlooking it and they're the ones building it. Once that happens, the entire world economy will run digital payments cross-border without the use of the US dollar or SWIFT, just Ripple and XRP. This is massive news. This, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course, this is your once in a lifetime opportunity to get ahead of the game, to get ahead of the institutions and make some serious money. The crypto market is about to explode to unimaginable heights, and assets like XRP, I believe, will take over and go even further beyond in the years to come, to potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars. And this in-depth explanation here from Smoke and the Real Asset Advisor sums up my belief perfectly on why blockchain companies will become the new most valuable companies in the world. Take a listen.
In terms of 10 years from today, we will be far more progressed in the digitalization of all of our financial and commerce transactions, and the financial world will have changed very substantially, and most of the investments that you and your clients are making will be running on digital rails. In order to accomplish that, we will have had to put in place new infrastructure that is blockchain based. And that's why the governments and the larger companies of the world are scrambling to get ahead in that regard. And a lot of disruptive companies are building, like Coinbase and Kraken and others already. So that's one thing. And so you saw that before with the internet. You know what that feels like between the years, say, 95 and 2005 and then 2010. You saw a dramatic shift in the way you communicated and shared information. And it's easy to forget that the Apple iPhone and iTunes and iPod, those things didn't even come about until like 2007, 8, 9. Which was the end of the period I just mentioned. So you're going to live through that again. In terms of what does it mean for investments, because I think most of your audience help their clients invest, you're going to see the world's largest value creation event beginning to occur, because finance and commerce are much bigger than communications and content. So the companies that master this will become the future Microsofts, Apples, Googles. They'll become the world's most valuable companies. They may have names like JP Morgan and Visa, or they may displace JP Morgan and Visa. But either way, they'll be using this technology. And so if you have backed the companies that are making this technology available, you will be a beneficiary, and the value of those companies will go up very, very high, very, very rapidly. And it's already doing that. And I'll give you, let me just give you the examples right now. I mean, Coinbase is already worth 60 billion. Ethereum's worth 400 billion, but Ethereum, which builds software, it's a computer networking company. Its valuation today is only 1/10 of a Microsoft. It should be worth a lot more because Microsoft is a closed operating system and technology company. Ethereum is an open technology company and operating system, so anyone can build on Ethereum. The other thing your audience is going to discover is that a lot of people are going to make a lot of money because the returns are going to be so high. This is my expectation, but again, it's based upon the internet. The investors that made the most money over the last 20 years did it because they invested in internet stocks. And that includes Warren Buffett. Half his portfolio and most of his alpha is driven by his Apple stock, despite that Charlie Munger didn't want him and he didn't want to invest in technology. Well, for all of your clients, the same is going to be true. Around the world, most of the alpha will come from innovation and tech.
Many will make a lot of money. Blockchain adoption will be a great wealth creation event, and Ripple is in the best position, in my opinion. Connections all over the world. Vladimir Putin confirming that XRP will replace Swift. They don't want Swift anymore. And more importantly, XRP will replace Bitcoin because Bitcoin is dangerous. It's too inefficient. It is more important now, more so than ever before, to do your own research. And remember, don't look short term, think long term, and I'll see you in the next one.